Ladies and gentlemen, and we are back with another one. So today it's just me. I'm trying to motovlog for you guys. It's gonna be the first time motovlogging, first time kind of showing you the setup, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. But before we get into all that, I want to show you guys I got rid of the Grom. I know I got rid of the OG Grom for something else. Let me show you. And here she is, my beautiful SF Grom. And if you guys saw the other video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The OG was the red, and of course the SF had to be red. So comparing the two, there's not really a big difference. However, the only few differences are that the headlight is the biggest difference, and that's kind of pretty much what sold me on the SF anyway. I don't really care about the fairings, but the headlight is just one of the biggest reasons why I've been always wanting an SF. And now we're here. So I guess the headlight is kind of, because you know the OG has that Mike Kozlowski one headlight looking thing. So this is a huge upgrade to me. And the fairings, obviously, like I said, are a little different. The engine's the same. You know, all the other rear sets, everything else is pretty much identical from this and the OG. And then this is actually a 2019. So the one that I had was a 2014. This is a 2019. And there's really no upgrades to this thing aside from me putting the little ram mount, and then it came with a zoom exhaust. So whoever had it before me put a zoom exhaust, and I was gonna take it off because it's actually kind of just a little too loud for my taste. But apparently it's an expensive exhaust, like $200, and I don't know why someone would spend $200 on an exhaust for a Grom, but someone did, and so I guess I'll just leave it on. That's what we're doing. I just wanted to upgrade. I wanted to get the SF. I wanted to get something newer. The OG that I had was 2014. This is a 2019, and the OG that I had also had like just about 3,500 miles. Whereas this only has 900 miles. And another reason why I upgraded between this and the OG is because the OG key looks like this, right? And this key, look at this thing, huh? Wow, fancy schmancy right here. Boop. Look at this thing. And the next difference between these two is that, look at this, let me show you. Only 900 miles. And this, the lighting, the backlighting, is blue, whereas the OG was yellow. But that's pretty much the only, you know, honestly difference between these and the OG. And before anything, like I said, this is going to be a motovlog one. I hope you guys enjoy it. And without wasting any time, let's get to it. Now that we are on the ride, we can begin the motovlog. And like I said, this is the first time using the motovlog setup, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope the audio is pretty good, and I'm trying my best here to get the audio as good as I can. So hopefully, and you can see the streets are a little wet still, but yeah, so on this ride, let's go over the 5 things I hate about the Honda Grom. Now, it's hard to come up with 5 things I hate about this thing just because it's just such a perfect made motorcycle, perfect made mini bike, I guess we could say. But to start off the list, let's start with number 1, right? The number 1 thing, and this is going, I don't want to say in order, but the first thing that I'm about to list right now is definitely for sure the top of the list. So this is like the top tier thing, right? And it's definitely, if you've ever ridden a Honda Grom, if you own a Honda Grom, you know exactly what the worst thing about these bikes are. And that's going to be the seat. The seat on these things are so uncomfortable, it's not even funny. So the only one I haven't driven was the 2022 Honda Grom. However, I've driven the OG because obviously you guys saw in my other video that that's what I used to own before I upgraded to this SF. And now we're riding on the SF. So my OG had the OEM seat. I had the bride seat, not the gel version, but I had the bride seat. And then this one has the OEM seat. Now, there are things you could do. You can upgrade to the gel seat, you could upgrade, and if you don't mind spending the money, there are bigger upgrades. You could upgrade. Saddleman makes one, I'm pretty sure. Corbin makes one, but it's almost like $500, and nobody's paying $500 for a seat on a Honda Grom. I mean, at least I'm not. And if you are, then, you know, kudos to you for having the money, I guess, but that's not me. So, if I had to pick the number 1 worst thing about a Honda Grom, it's the seat. Short, simple, that's what it is. I don't know if it's just because they just wanted to, you know, cheap out on the padding, which I understand, because obviously, you know, these are supposed to be cost friendly, and they are. But that's number 1. Now, number 2, okay? Number 2 is going to be the suspension. And I don't mean just like the rear forks, front forks, like just this bike in general is not made for people who are on the heavier side. So me being 5'9", right, I'm not really tall, so of course I'm, you know, short deficient and height deficient, right, whatever it's called, right? But I do weigh 230, so I am a little chunky, you know what I'm saying, boys? We've been eating. So the Honda Grom don't like that. The Honda Grom does not like people who are hefty, especially if you try to ride on here with two people. Just completely forget it, because then you're not going anywhere. And so the suspension just it bottoms, especially the forks. I don't know if you guys can see it right now. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna try to show you. Okay, hold on, it's green light. Come on, buddy. Honda's for life. Let's go. So the front suspension. Okay, we're just gonna. All right, buddy. Come on, you can do it. All right, the front suspension bottoms out real quick, which is one thing that really bothers me, only because, especially if you're doing wheelies like me, when you come down, the bottoming out of the forks is something you don't want. And of course, especially when you come down on a wheelie, that can mean a lot of variables. So it can mean the bike's going to change, the bike's going to change direction, something's going to happen. The forks are just very soft. I don't know if it's just because the way Honda made these, the front forks, that's what we're talking about right now, is super soft. I don't know if there's just, you know, I don't know. But the rear suspension is also the same thing, and it's just all around. The bike is just, it's like pretty much riding on a horse at this point. I know you guys can't see it, but it's like you could literally rock this whole thing up and down, which I know it's not really that big of a deal. I know some people don't mind it, but to me it's annoying, because like the least you could have done was at least hook us up, you know, and give us some good suspension. Come on, Honda. But hear me out. What I think we're gonna do is, because they sell things that you could do to upgrade that. So they sell the, I think it's Omils, something like that, is the upgrade for the the rear suspension. And then for the front suspension, they sell these inserts so that you can make it obviously stiffer for the front. And now with that, all right, let's see what we can do here. Give me 1 second. Bam. Oh, we're hitting 30. You know, it's kind of brisk day. It's like 68, 69, not bad. In the morning it's like 7 a.m. but we are hitting this. I don't know what it is compared to my OG. This thing just doesn't go. I don't know what it is. Like, look at this. We're literally only doing 47. I don't understand. It breaks my heart. Hopefully we can hit 60 here. No? Oh, okay. We're starting to speed up now. All right. Anywho, that's that. And obviously, yeah, so like I said, number 2 is the suspension. Now number 3, right? Number 3 would definitely have to be that this thing is underpowered. And before you guys rip, I know, yes, they are only 125cc, and yes, I understand they are categorized as mini freaking bikes. However, what I mean by the power is I don't mean that I'm trying to go 90, I'm trying to go 100. No. What I'm saying is, if this bike, instead of 125ccs, was something like, I don't know, 100 and... You know the big bore kits? I don't know if you know, but they make a big bore kit for these, which makes them 186cc. So if this thing was 186cc, it'd be phenomenal, because at that point, then you could probably just get on the highway and maintain a highway speed. So if this thing, instead of doing a 60, if this thing could do, I don't know, maybe like, let's just throw it out there, 75, that would be perfect, because then we could just get on the highway and ride comfortably on the highway, which is something that I prolong for and I really want on my Grom, which is why I want to do a few upgrades to be able to get it up to that point. Because if I can maintain 75, then I don't mind going on the highway with this thing. Now, if you're a first-time rider, yes, I don't recommend that, because of course there's a lot of things that go into going on the highway on a mini bike, and there's a lot of wind and all that other good stuff, and of course people can't see you because it's so small. So I don't recommend it. However, if you're a long-time rider and you're like me, you want to get on the highway, and it's just so much easier than going back roads everywhere, because back roads can only go so far, and it's just annoying. But that's number 3. Now let's go into number 4. So the 4th thing I hate about the Honda Grom. Now, like I said, there's really nothing more I can pretty much say. At this point, we're just kind of nitpicking because, well, you know, we need 5 things. We can't just leave you at 3, because, come on, who's doing that? Okay, we're about to hit homeboy over here. What's he carrying in there, buddy? How you doing, buddy? Oh, he's definitely got a body in there. Anyway, the 4th thing is probably going to be the noise. Even without the exhaust that I have on now, like I said, it is a little loud. However, with the stock exhaust, the engine itself makes a lot of noise on the Groms. I don't know what it is. I don't know if just, you know, I don't know, maybe if it's just to me, but anyhow, the engine itself, like just for a regular idle, the cold start, and when you're romping on it a little bit, it's just all of it makes just a little too much noise from the engine. And I mean, like, I've rode this thing with the stock exhaust on, and the engine still makes a little bit of too much noise. So I don't know what that's all about, but Honda, if you know, let me know. And if you're a Grom owner and you know exactly what I'm talking about, let me know, I guess. I don't know, because I don't know why these things make so much noise, because it's only 125cc. Maybe it's because it's a goddamn lawnmower freaking motor. I don't know. But that's the fourth thing. And the fifth and last thing that I hate about the Honda Grom is probably going to be how much it shakes. I know that sounds weird, but what I mean by that is that when you're going, right? Oh, we're flying now, baby. When you're going, the Grom, honestly, it shakes a lot. So there's a lot of like vibrations. So there's a lot of vibrations, you know, under your buttocks where you're sitting. So the seat, you know, vibrates a lot. Your feet, I don't know what it is with these rear sets, the pegs, they actually shake a lot. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but especially when I put the Z and Z ones on, just because they're solid and obviously they're mounted a little different, they vibrate even more. But just right now I have stock rear sets on, and even these things vibrate like a champ. And I don't know if like they just couldn't hook it up with, like, I don't know I don't know how the motor mounts are on this, so I don't know how the engine mounts are, so don't quote me on that. So I don't know what's going on there, but the vibrations are insane. So for like such a little bike, and I also have the Honda Metropolitan, which is the scooter, and that thing has like no vibration. It's pretty much like you're riding on, like, I don't know, you can't even tell that the engine's on. So for this to be just a little bit, you know, bigger on cc's, and for it to just vibrate this much, it's insane. And the reason I say it's insane is because obviously my other bike is a Harley, and believe me, I get enough vibration from the Harley. So I think I've done enough vibration in my lifetime for just I'm good. And you know, you expect something to be a lot smoother on the Grom, and for it to vibrate that much, just kind of, it breaks my heart, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much that. Anything else? I don't think I missed anything, but if I did miss anything, let me know. I'm sure I did. I'm sure you guys hate something more than I do. And like I said, if you watch any other video, if you watch any other YouTube video and someone's talking about how much they hate something on the Grom, they're just nitpicking, because these bikes are, I'm telling you, they are not hateable. They just are not. It's so perfect. And the people who buy these things know what they're buying them for. They're buying them for, you know, for the fun of it. And I mean, if this is your one and only bike, I would say okay, definitely, I understand if you hate things, but I would recommend buying this bike anyhow, even if it's your first bike, or if you've got another bike at home. Believe it or not, we're doing 55. That is fun. Look at this thing, we're doing 55, 56. Perfect. That's crazy. See, the Grom's got power. But yeah, so if I missed anything, make sure you guys let me know in the comments, because I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys love? I want to hear what you guys love, what you guys hate. And because, you know, it can't just only be me. And it's my boy, this is my best friend right there. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. And I don't know, I hope you guys enjoyed the MotoVlog. And you know, we'll go for a quick ride now. We're pretty much just riding around town. And I just wanted to show you guys the new Grom. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the differences between the OG and this. And you know, that way you guys got to kind of see why I got rid of mine, and then you guys got to see 5 things I hate about this thing. So hopefully for the next video, I'm gonna explain to you guys, demonstrate, I guess do a how-to on how to kind of learn how to ride a motorcycle. So you're gonna learn how to ride a motorcycle, and that's the plan. So hopefully it's gonna be a long one. However, it's gonna be from A to Z, and I'm hoping that by the end of that video, the next video, you'll be able to learn how to ride a motorcycle, any motorcycle. And I don't mean just the Grom, I mean like street bikes, cruisers. I want you to be able to get on a CBR 1000, or I want you to get on like the biggest Harley you can and get on a Grom and still ride out, you know. So hopefully that's what the next video is going to be about. And I hope, like I said, the clarity of the audio is here. I don't know about the wind noises. It's a little windy, and I don't have the little chin strap that goes under the helmet, so that might be a little but aside from that, everything else pretty good, and we're riding out. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff, and see you on the next one.